Hello, I'm Todd Grimes. I'm a huge fan of the band, and I love to play Toad songs. Sometimes when I play with other musicians here, they'll ask me, can you show me how to play some Toad songs so that we can jam together? And recently I've been getting a lot of messages online asking the same thing. Do you know how to play certain lines, certain riffs? So I thought I'd make a video kind of showing how to play one of the classics. I think one of the things that we all have in common is how much we enjoy Glenn's live streams. And if you play, and like me, you like to play along with Glenn on those live streams, maybe you'll enjoy this video. So like Glenn, I am left-handed, but unlike Glenn, I actually play left-handed. If you're like most people and you play right-handed and you find this completely confusing, let me know and maybe I won't make any more of these. So I thought I'd start with the old Toad classic, All I Want. It's pretty much the song that everybody knows, fans and otherwise. Glenn plays it often, and it's a pretty easy one to start with. So the first thing to note about this song is that it's in a different key than it was originally recorded in. The band rearranged it in a lower key because it's easier to sing that way, harder to hit those higher notes. So a lot of the songs have been rearranged in a new key. So the first thing you want to do is make sure the guitar's in tune, obviously. Close enough for rock and roll. The song's in the standard guitar tuning, which is E, A, D, G, B, E. So the song, the way it was originally recorded on Fear, was in the key of F major. So we want to tune it down to more of an E flat, sort of. So the way the song was recorded originally, it started on D minor and then went to F. And then C and sort of an A minor. Something kind of like that. We want to take this starting chord, and instead of making it a D minor, we kind of want to go down to like an E minor. Dude, you mean C minor. And kind of the best way to see that visually on the guitar neck is by using bar chords. So the open D chord is here. That's the first chord of the song. As a bar chord, it's over here on the 5th fret, with the root note being the D note on this A string. A, B, C, D. That's that D minor, right? So what we want to do is take this, and instead of start the song here, start it here at the C. So it's just gonna be a little lower, but you still kind of want to use open chords rather than bar chords because it's just easier to play that way, and the pitch of the open strings just kind of sounds better. So the easy way to go from here to here and be able to still use all your open chords is just to cap off the guitar neck at this fret. And you do that with a capo. A capo is just this little clampy thing that you can place anywhere on the neck to change the pitch of the open strings, and thereby making it a little easier to change the key of a song. If you don't have a capo and you want to play some Toad songs, you should go out and get you one. They're pretty inexpensive, they last forever, you can find them online. Just take them off when you're done playing, it'll make the little pad thing last longer. So we're going to put the capo here on the 3rd fret, which basically moves the nut up 3 frets. Make sure every string is... it's got a nice clamp on there. So now that chord we were playing, it's there, but I don't need my index finger anymore because this is doing it for me. And then you'll notice that these 3 fingers are in the shape of an A minor, even though this is a C chord technically. They're in the shape, the finger shape of an A minor. So for the sake of non-confusion, from here on out, I'm just gonna refer to the chords as their chord shape, but not the actual note they make. For example, that's actually a C, but we're gonna call it A minor. And this is actually more of an E flat, but we're gonna call it C because it's the C shape. Scam likely. Okay, so again, the original song went D minor, F, C, A minor, sorta. It's like an A minor 9th or something. And we're gonna roll that down to that and start with C minor to E flat, to B flat, and then G minor-ish. that's kind of the idea. So A minor, C, G, E minor. Those are the shapes. So just to play the first bar, A minor, C, G with this fill, then E minor. Of course, nothing is in the clear, and then it's so loud. It's hearing when we lie. Truth is not kind. Back to the A minor, so you can play that one more time. Not kind. And you said neither am I. Right? So that G is kind of like, it's got this little fill right here. Well, I did that. I don't think he usually does that. But. Okay, and then it rolls into the pre-chorus, which is the air outside so soft, saying everything, yeing. So for this pre-chorus, the progression is the same, except for a couple little change-ups. So it's going to go A minor to C, G with this fill thing, and then instead of going to E minor, it goes to this shape. I have no idea what this chord is called. It's like a B minor, but it's sort of diminished because you don't bar it. So this bottom string stays open, the E string, and you take the root B off. Again, I don't know what to call that chord. Because on the open neck, it has the root in this B note, and then it's not really a B minor. I always just referred to it as weird B. It's a very pretty sound, but it's also very melancholy, which is very Glenn. This is like the Pray Your Gods chord. It's just, let's just call it weird B. So after weird B, you're going to go back to C. And then from C to E minor. And then 2 bars of F leading into the chorus. So the way that progression goes is something like this. When they go to this E minor, Glenn usually does this little fill here. So it's, and then E minor. Usually starts the F barred, but then come down here to change it up a little bit. A minor, walk through C, G, this fill, weird B, C, E minor with this fill, F. Pretty cool. So then we come out of that pre-chorus into the chorus, which the chorus is G, C, A minor, and then D for the first measure. And then the second measure of the chorus is the same, but there's a change up at the end of it. So that goes G, C, A minor, and then instead of going to D, go to this chord. It's sort of like a B. It's also a weird B. It's like an E major, but you just swap these 2 finger positions. So your index finger goes up 1 to the D string, and your ring finger goes down 1 to the G string, and then to C. So the way that goes is, all I want is to feel this way, just be this close, feel the same. All I want is to feel this way. The evening speaks, weird B, E, C. And then you're back to your A minor for a little interlude before going into the next verse. Okay, then the next verse, where nothing's so cold as closed heart when all you need is to free the soul. Same thing, you play the same thing. You just play the same thing over again until you get to the bridge. So at the end of it, after we have C, the start of the bridge. And the bridge is going to be D, E minor, back to D, then to C, then to G, D, A, C for a bit. So, won't matter now. Whatever happens will be. The air speaks of all will never be. It won't trouble me. Which then leads into the solo. So the rhythm guitar under the solo is the same as the pre-chorus. It's the... That's what's playing underneath Todd's part. And the notes in the solo itself are to the melody of the lyric. The air outside is so soft. In the original version of the song, it's sort of in this C. Something kind of like that. But it's completely rearranged because we're in this lower key. So let's watch this video of Todd playing it in this key.
It won't trouble me. Not a lot wants to feel this way.
Pretty cool. So let's break that down. One thing I've learned is that you can learn all of Todd's lines, his guitar lines, and his parts, but you just can't sound like Todd. I mean the real one, not this one. Just something in his tone and his style, and he has a sound. It's the Todd sound, the real Todd. So again, to the melody of the lyrics. And that resolves itself, that little solo resolves itself perfectly back into the chorus on that last G chord. So it's the air outside so soft, saying everything. So the way he does that, it starts off with just a strum down of the strings open, and then come up on the G string. And then hammer on with your ring finger at the 2nd fret, that same string. And then take it off. Right? And then you're gonna hammer on the D string and take it off. So that's the air outside so soft. I just keep practicing that until I kind of got it nailed. Right? And then saying is back down on that G string. Hammer it on again. Saying. And then what he does is he bends it up a little bit so it gets just a half step higher. Saying. And then what you do is while the string is bent up, you slide it down to the 7th fret, which is in this case, the 4th fret relative to the capo. Sing every... Cool. And then you hit it one more time. Sing everything. And what Todd does there is he gives it a little tremolo. Just to give it a little... That's the Todd touch. Not me, the real one. And then what you're going to do is... No. So what you do is after you go from there with the little Todd tremolo, you go with your ring finger to the 3rd fret on the B string. And he does the same thing there. Gives it a little shaky shake. And then, so far, the whole thing is. And oftentimes what he does there is, instead of just pulling off, he gives it that little. So you get that little extra little. And then you're going back to your G string with the hammer on. And then the same thing bent up again, up. And then back to this. So you do that, you basically do the same thing twice. And the last little bit is coming back to the G string on that 2nd fret, and he does a little slide up and back down again. Okay, so slowly. And I always look down just in case, you don't want to mess up, but you probably got it if you could do it without looking. So. Oh yeah, I did it. That was not the first try. So like I said before, the solo then resolves itself right into that G chord, which begins the final chorus of the song. All I want is to feel this way, be this close, feel the same, etc. There is one subtle change up in the back end of the final chorus that Glenn sometimes plays when he plays a song solo. I don't think he ever does this when he plays it with the band, but it's sort of swapping out the C in the chorus for an E minor. I always like to play it that way because I think it just sounds kind of more sad. All I want is to feel this way. The evening speaks, feel it say, let it feel so close, E minor. Let it take me in, and then let it hold me so, E minor. I can feel weird B and on C. So like I said, he doesn't always play it that way, but sometimes solo he does. The tempo of the song slows down there at the very end of the song for the last I can feel it say. So it's, end on C. And that's for the part where the 3-part harmony is just ending on the word say. Words left unsaid. Okay. And then that's kind of it. I hope you all are doing really well, as best you can, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you very soon. So, see you on the live streams.